Turn the pages, feel the beat, dance with words, move your feet.
Hello, welcome to this daily Dippit and the start of this week's vlog. Woohoo! Alright, so I've read a little bit of Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, and it's so super cute. We are following Liz and Wes. They're in college now, and just like they're fun times. And Wes is single, Liz is not. Because after high school, they did break up, and this is kind of like 2 years later. So yeah, so my goal is to finish this and to read more of, oh my gosh, breaking everything or dropping, is All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam Tows or Toes, I don't know, but mainly this is my goal. There's also 1.5 audiobooks, or there's an audiobook that I would like, or 2 of them that I would like to listen to, not read. So I'm not going to say which ones they are because I want to keep it a surprise to if and when I do listen to, well, I know I will listen to both of them. I don't know. Just, trying to keep it mysterious. Ooh, yeah, making sure you stay tuned for the whole vlog. Yay! I don't know. Dramatic effects. Dramatics. Right? Because I don't want to try to listen to the one and then not be able to finish it. So, yeah. Anyways, this is just me for right now. And I give it a thumbs up. Hopefully everybody's doing alright. Happy reading. And we'll catch you on the next Dippit. Bye! Hello, and welcome to this Dippit. Woohoo! Alright, so 2 of my library holds came in. I was not expecting either of these to come in, but both of them did. So what did I get? Oh my gosh. The Story of Gumluck and the Heroes by Adam X. Woohoo! And then With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. Ooh. Alright, so these books couldn't be further from each other. We got like a kid's book that has like a bunch of pictures in it, and an adult thriller horror type book. So yeah, so but that's just kind of that, right? But I did end up reading The Story of Gumluck and the Heroes, and it's just, the village that he's in. They're all kind of they're all at odds, obviously, such as what Gumluck's luck, alright? So he has to save the day. We have kind of like a bard that's kind of singing out like the journey for him, and we have like the fortune teller over here, and it's just, I don't know. And I guess like we also got the bees at the very, very bottom, and like how bees have a special place in our hearts, and how the bees tell us everything even though we may not be willing to hear it. But of course, like his crow, his best friend, is there to help him out, and is teaching her younglings what's going on and what it means to be a good friend and to really help Gumluck out. It's really good. I mean, I think like I read the first 2 in like June or July. I don't know. It was definitely earlier this year, and it took a while to come in. I was not anticipating it to come in, but happy I'm here. Happy I read it, and it'll be going back to the library. So if anybody out there wants to read it, I would say it's like a kid series. There's like trilogy, and the artwork is really good. So I don't know. I would say maybe, 3 out of 5. The series, I would say, together is a 4 out of 5, I would say. But yeah, alright. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Hopefully everybody's doing alright. And we'll catch you on the next bit. Bye! Hello, and welcome to this Dippit. Alright, so I have finished listening to Till Summers Do Apart by Meghan Quinn. That's right, I double paid for it. I paid for it with a credit on Amazon or through Audible, and I purchased the book, so I paid for it twice. But oh my goodness, it is such a good book. I can see myself reading it in the future as well, and it is just so super adorable. Alright, and it is also so funny, very funny. It had me like laughing and smiling at just like the antics and just how humorous it was. It's just very well done. But I would say in the last like quarter of the book, it got like really spicy, too spicy for me, but you know what? It is what it is. It's just about like this antic where this girl, she is, well, Scotty, she is in the office, and she kind of like wanted to save face with her coworkers because she found them to be very like right, and she ends up saying like, oh, I'm married, right, like what's it to you, kind of a thing, right? And her boss pulls her aside and is like, oh, like, you know, because she said like, oh, I'm married, like but we're going through a rough patch, which is why I'm not wearing a ring, even though a ring doesn't dictate whether or not you're married. But anyways, so she's like, oh, I'm married, like whatever, and her bosses are like, pulls her aside and is like, oh, like my husband is a marriage counselor, and why don't you and your husband like get together with like this with him, and he'll help you out. So she ends up like being like, oh, okay, and literally overnight has to come up with like a husband. So her friends, one of her best friends' brother, isn't doing so well, or not, no, he's doing fine, but doesn't have a lot on his plate. So he's like a pseudo, like steps in for her, and then before you know it, they're going to this like this week-long retreat, this 8-day retreat to, you know, be together, right? Or to, you know, actually take part in this like camp, this marriage camp, to like, so that way they can reconnect and become one together. So she decides to go do that, right? And then together, even though this is a fake marriage, right, they end up falling in love, but by the end, like, it's just like, you know, like, do they actually start dating? Well, they don't, like, it's like puppy love, right? But it's just, are they going to end up spending their life together? Are they going to be together, right? And it's just, you know, like just like being forced to confront issues, like where she's like having to force herself to deal with like her issues, but because she has been married before. And what's his name? It starts, the Wilder is also like faced to come with the fact that like, because he has sold like some of his issues as well and wanting to know what's going on, so they have to kind of work together. And it's just, they do end up like leaving like the camp early, but it's just kind of funny that like through her work she ended up like having to do this and going on this retreat, and that her boss is just able to give the time off like immediately for everybody to go to this retreat. And it's just the antics, it's just so funny. And it's just, how do people get themselves in these situations and actually follow through and let the farce go on for this long? And it's just, you know, it is funny, right? But anyways, that's kind of it. The improvisation that goes on in the book, oh my goodness, right? So I would highly recommend this book. I would say it's a, you know, like honestly for me, it's a 5 out of 5. So yeah, gonna give it a thumbs up. Hopefully, you know, you are able to, you know, check out this book, and we'll catch you out on the next Dippit. Bye. Hello, and welcome to this reading Dippit. Woohoo! Alright, so my book of the month order has come in, and I got a bit of a haul. So what I got was The Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. Ooh. And then I decided to get Red City by Maria Liu, and it has some beautiful, very beautiful straight edges. Yeah. Alright, and then the last book I got was Hazel Thorn by C.G. Drews. Ooh. And then, because, oh, I guess the bookmark is say, you paged? Yeah. So I thought it was really nice. And then because I did a lot of reviews, I got a free book sleeve. Yeah. Right? So it's really cool because it's even got like this back zipper part to it. So I can like say put entertaining notes in there. But yeah, it's just, I thought was very nice. It fits, you know, so that way I can keep my book protected. Liking it. Alright, so that's just kind of it. Wanted to let you all know that I got some more thrillers. So after I am done reading Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, I'm going to choose one of these thrillers to read. You know, maybe I'll end up reading With a Vengeance by Riley Sager because this is a library book and I need to return it, and I really want to read it too. So needless to say, I got lots of books to read, lots of things to do. Yeah. Alright, so everybody's having a great time. Happy reading, everybody, and we'll catch you on the next Dippit. Bye! Hello, and welcome to this reading Dippit. Alright, so I finished listening to The Spare Room by Laura Starkey, and it is so super cute. It is a rom-com. We have Rosie, whose boyfriend of 10 years breaks up with her spontaneously, and she doesn't know what to do. She's like really kind of like, oh my gosh, like really taken aback by it. And then, so obviously James moves out, and then Rosie runs into her building manager, Alid, and that he's getting his apartment renovated, so he ends up staying with Rosie temporarily until, his apartment's done, and so she can like have more time to find somebody to move in because she can't afford the rent on her own. When Alid and Rosie are living together, they end up like having some fake dating, but then spontaneously James comes back and proposes to Rosie. Alid sees this from afar, and she kind of sends Alid away, right? And of course Rosie says no to James, but because she ends up having these feelings for him, she ends up like having to go to Alid, finding him, and explain what happened and what was going on, so that way they could like really kind of clear the air. And does Alid reciprocate, and do they start a new relationship? Well, you're just gonna have to read the book to find out, or listen to the audiobook, right? Whatever you want to see or do, right? So that's kind of it. So that's so super cute. I liked it. I think you guys should read it too. It's just a cute little book out there. Alright, so that's it for me. Hopefully everybody's doing alright, and we'll catch you on the next Dippit. Bye! Hello everyone, and welcome to this reading Dippit, and the end of this week's vlog. Have I finished Nothing Like the Movies? No. Am I over halfway through? Yes. And so that's all I can ask for. But you know what? I've read other books this week, so I'm not overly too concerned by it, but I am, because I do want to finish reading it, which I know that I will. And I've had a big day today, or kind of, I don't know, I ended up doom scrolling longer than I should have, and maybe I could have been a lot further in the book than what I was, but you know what, can't change the past. All I can do is change the future and hope that I never doom scroll again, and I prioritize reading all these awesome sauce books that I have. Woohoo! Alright, that's just kind of it for me. Hopefully everybody's doing alright, and we'll catch you all next week, and happy reading. Alright, bye!